Hi, I'm Rhonda, and this is my husband, Bruce. We have lived, well, we're from the Midwest originally. We've lived up and down the East Coast, and then we lived in Arkansas and moved here to Phoenix from Arkansas. Well, yeah, I'm a licensed realtor in the state of Arkansas, and I still hold that license, and I'm part of a team there. I've been in real estate licensed for 15 years. My dad was a builder and had his own real estate company, so I kind of grew up around it when I was younger. And Bruce worked for how many years?
28.
28 years for FIS as a senior systems manager. We decided to get into real estate investing to create a legacy for our kids and to be able to leave some money to some charities. Clever is our first investing experience. Other than what I've worked with investors as a realtor, and so I've learned a lot through that. I've done a lot of work with foreclosures, and so I learned a lot about rehabs through that. So I feel like I have a lot of education already, a base to work from, but just understanding the funding, how to get the funding, and then learning the Phoenix market, and then just the tools and tricks of investing is what we were looking for. Found Clever Investor on Facebook. I stumbled across it and decided to look into it further. I feel like, especially now that we've been through labs and through URC, I feel like it's giving us that we're building a foundation, and they're providing those tools to build upward from the foundation for our business. So it's pretty good. I have not been a really great student because once we got into it, then we had a bunch of personal things that came up in our life that we had to go do. I've continued with the biweekly mentoring with Torsten, and that's helpful because I can ask him questions. But I feel like I may be a disappointment for my mentor so far, but I think that that's going to shift now that we've gotten past with Bruce retiring and then going, personal things that we had to take care of, and so we're gearing up for the first of the year to really be able to hit the ground running. Having a coach is it's immeasurable, really. I've had other coaches through my real estate career as far as learning, managing time and those sorts of things. But it holds you accountable. And when you're only accountable to yourself, it's very easy to just slough off. But with having someone that you're going to be talking with on a regular basis, you don't want to let them down, or at least I don't want to let them down. So, Clever Investor has really given me confidence, being able to listen to other people's stories. And I've wondered about, well, what about this or what about that? And it's a scary thing when you're going to start putting your money into things and you don't want to lose it. So being able to talk to others and hear that, they ran into this, but they came out okay, has been wonderful to know that, even if we make a mistake, we can recover. Coming into Clever Investor, I was a little bit skeptical, and wasn't sure, but once I had and I talked to several different people before, actually talking with Cody and learning about the program and being able to get questions answered, and made me feel like this is something that it's not a fly-by-night type of operation. And then the testimonials that we saw was huge. And then, once we met Cody, he's very high energy. Sometimes a little too high energy for me, but that's okay. Everybody has their personality. But I see how that he's driven, and that's great to see, and it's inspiring, and it helps me know that, again, that we can do this, because and he started his story about starting out with a mentor, makes sense, because nobody should try to do something like this on their own. And the difference I see between this and when I was working as a realtor is when I started out, the other realtors they weren't helpful because they viewed you as treading in their territory, and so it was very hard. Now, that's not to say all realtors are that way. I did have a couple that finally stepped up and were mentors for me, but that's not the issue here. Everyone wants to help, and that's huge, because no matter where you turn, somebody will answer your question or they'll point you in the right direction to get that question answered. I would tell anyone that's looking into Clever to definitely, look into it. Do your research. Google Cody. Check out what you can find out online, because that's huge nowadays. You can't escape that. Once it's out there, it's out there. And then, make some phone calls. And then if you're even still skeptical, ask to meet someone, and just get that comfort zone. For you, everybody's level is different. So, once you get to that comfort zone for yourself, then I would highly encourage you to take the plunge. It can seem overwhelming, but that's when you have the staff and the other investors to fall back on.